Aaron lived in a small, quiet town at the edge of a deep forest. To everyone who saw him, his life seemed perfectly stable, a steady job, a simple home, and a few loyal friends. He greeted people with a calm smile, appearing peaceful and grounded. Yet behind that calm exterior was a storm that never rested. Inside his mind, thoughts spun endlessly, fears, regrets, worries about tomorrow, swirling so loudly that he could never truly rest or even breathe with ease. Even in silence, his mind was noisy. At night, he would lie awake staring at the ceiling, wishing he could turn off the voice inside, the one that whispered he wasn't enough, that he was running out of time, that he should have done more. He tried to work harder, to walk longer, to distract himself from the noise, but the more he tried, the heavier it became. The exhaustion he carried didn't come from life itself, but from the thoughts he couldn't let go of. One evening, as the sun faded behind the trees, Aaron sat by his window and whispered softly into the golden light, "Why is my mind so heavy? Why can't I feel light inside?" It wasn't a question for anyone else. It was a sigh from a tired soul. Yet that single, honest question marked the beginning of change. For the first time, Aaron stopped running from his thoughts and simply listened. And in that stillness, he realized something quietly profound. Perhaps peace doesn't begin when the noise disappears, but when we finally stop fighting it. That evening, as dusk settled over the quiet town, Aaron wandered toward the forest, his thoughts heavy and restless. Along the path, he saw an old traveler resting beside a small fire. The man's eyes were calm, his smile soft, as if peace itself had taken human form. Something about his presence silenced the noise inside Aaron for a brief moment. Drawn by that serenity, Aaron asked softly, "Sir, how do you live so lightly? How do you find peace when the world feels so heavy?" The traveler looked at him with gentle understanding. "Tomorrow," he said, "go to the river with a bowl. Fill it with water and walk home very slowly. Each time a thought enters your mind, stop walking. Breathe, wait for it to pass, then continue. No long sermon, no deep philosophy, just a simple task, yet it carried the weight of truth." Aaron didn't fully understand, but something in the traveler's calmness stirred his heart. As he walked home, he held on to those words like a quiet promise. For the first time in a long while, the heaviness in his chest felt just a little lighter, as if peace had whispered its first hello. At dawn, Aaron stood by the river as mist drifted above the water. The air was cool, and the first light of morning turned the surface into rippling gold. He filled his bowl and began the slow walk home, determined to follow the traveler's strange advice. At first, his thoughts came rushing in. Deadlines, mistakes, memories of loneliness. Each time a thought appeared, he stopped, closed his eyes, and breathed. He listened to the rustling trees, the murmur of the river, the pulse of his own heart. Gradually, the noise began to loosen its grip. Step by step, breath by breath, Aaron started to feel something unfamiliar. Stillness. The more he focused on the rhythm of his feet, the weight of the bowl, the gentle touch of wind on his face, the quieter his mind became. It was as if each breath cleared away another layer of clutter. By the time he reached his home, the bowl of water was still full, but within him a space had opened. The noise that once ruled his mind had faded into silence, and for the first time in years, Aaron felt truly light. Not because the world had changed, but because he had. Aaron returned to the traveler with wonder in his eyes. "I did as you told me," he said softly, "but something strange happened. It felt as though I left something behind at the river." The traveler looked at him and smiled. The kind of smile that comes from someone who already knows the answer. "Yes," he said gently, "you left behind the weight of your thoughts. When we live too much inside our minds, it becomes a crowded room, noisy, cramped, and suffocating. But when we return to breath, to movement, to life itself, that room begins to open again. There is space to see, to feel, to simply be." Aaron stood silently, letting the words sink in. For the first time, He understood what emptiness truly meant. Peace, the traveler said, is not found by adding more, not by filling your mind with answers or chasing after control. True peace begins when you release what no longer serves you. It's not about forcing silence, but about coming back to the only moment that ever exists. This one. The present is not just a point in time, it's home, and when you live there, even for a breath, you realize that peace was never lost. It was waiting beneath the noise all along. From that day on, Aaron returned to the river every morning. He no longer came to fetch water, he came to empty his mind. Each step to the river became a quiet prayer, each breath a gentle reminder to return to the present. The boy who once carried the weight of his thoughts now walked with lightness in his heart. He smiled more, spoke less, and his sleep was no longer haunted by restless dreams. The world around him remained unchanged. The same river, the same forest, the same town, but the world within him had transformed completely. What once felt heavy now flowed freely, and in that stillness, life began to breathe through him again. In time, Aaron realized a truth the traveler had always known, that peace was never something to be found, because it was never truly gone. It had always been there, quietly waiting beneath the noise, beneath the fear, beneath every restless thought. It lived in the rhythm of his breath, in the touch of the wind, in the soft unfolding of each new moment. And whenever his mind began to wander again, he knew the way home, not to the river, but to the silence within. There, in the quiet now, Aaron finally lived lightly, freely, and at peace. If your mind feels heavy, if your thoughts seem to spin endlessly and never rest, know this: you don't have to fight them. The more you struggle against your mind, the louder it becomes. Instead, simply stop, breathe, feel the air move in and out of your body. Let your awareness return to this moment, the only moment that truly exists. Because peace is not hiding in some distant place. It has always lived quietly within you, waiting for you to notice it. So I ask you now, from one soul to another, when was the last time you truly stopped to breathe, to feel, to just be? We spend so much of our lives chasing after things we think will make us whole. Yet the truth is simpler than we imagine. Sometimes, peace isn't about adding more to your life. It's about letting go. It's about emptying your mind of what you no longer need and returning home to the stillness that's been within you all along. The river that Aaron found is not a place. It's a practice, a presence, a way of being. And when you find your river, when you learn to return to this moment again and again, you will see what he saw, that peace has never left you. It's been here, quietly flowing beneath every breath, waiting for you to come home.